Welcome back to Daybreak Extra on Trust TV this beautiful Saturday morning. And of course, we're going to delve a little bit right now into the world of sports. And right now, when you talk about sports, the first thing that comes to mind is the biggest sporting event in the world, which is currently going on in Qatar. That's the 2022 World Cup. Lots of amazing things going on, both on and off the pitch. And who best to actually give us more insights into this than our very own Adeniyi Ajisafe, the man with the sports news.
Good morning,
Seriously.
and thank you for joining us.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's always amazing to have you on the other side of the divide right now.
Of course, and I'm always ready for you.
Exactly. All right, so the World Cup.
Give us an update.
Let's take a look at a couple of things. Well, the shocks, actually. Yes, Saudi Arabia, biggest one, and then Japan coming up with
Wales, Iran.
Iran doing a very fantastic job against Wales yesterday. Can we expect more?
Well, just like you said, updates from the way it is so far. We've seen some shocking moments at the World Cup, especially the biggest one, Saudi versus Argentina.
Yes.
That will linger on for the next 100 years. And at least, even though they might not go far, according to the way football is played, but really, they've won the World Cup.
Yes.
They've won the World Cup. And
Is that a
yes,
prediction?
no, you don't get it.
In their hearts.
Beating Argentina, they won the World Cup. At
Exactly.
least we heard that they actually declare holiday.
And they're going to be given Rolls Royces as well.
Of course.
Yes, the Crown
For the
Prince
fact
actually
that
promised them
Argentina
Rolls
is one
Royces.
of the best when it comes to football,
Yes.
and they were able to do it against all.
Yes.
It was like 99 against 1. The whole world standing against Saudi Arabia.
Exactly.
And Saudi Arabia shocked the world.
And they got it done.
That's
I mean,
it.
I saw a clip of the coach Hervé Renard during the halftime, his halftime team talk, like the rousing halftime team talk they actually gave them. I mean, like, so this goes a lot to tell you about football and psychology and how it actually works.
Yes, I think really Renard has shown that he really understands what he calls football. If we look at that game, he was able to. He did 3 times. He actually rotated his team 3 times. When they were trailing, when they won, and when they scored the 2 goals to defeat Argentina, and when after the goals, what he did
To hold on.
hold
to
on,
the lead, yeah.
don't give up, don't be complacent, don't be carried away. And you notice that Saudi held on throughout. And maybe we should digress again to Japan, Germany. That was a game that, not that Japan were really kind of underrated like that, but because a lot of people see Germany as one of the most powerful nations when it comes to football. They've really done well. And even before the game, we've seen how people look at that particular squad, and you look at Japanese team, and you feel like, okay, most of them are just, they play in German Bundesliga, and you can call them mid-table players. But really, they came show class, pacey, technically gifted team. They play tiki-taka football on ground. They know that they don't have the height. They use what they have to get what they want. And it worked for Japan against Germany.
All right, I'm actually very interested about the African team.
okay.
How they actually doing
So far.
So far, a lot of Nigerians stopped watching football because most times the African teams always mess their chances up. And Nigerians not qualifying.
Let's not even go. So let's even forget Nigeria now. But really, giving updates concerning African teams, 5 of them so far. At least we saw yesterday how Senegal, they were able to come back from that first defeat and defeated that's Qatar, the host nation, 3-1 in that encounter. Dieng and all the other players that scored. Good one for Senegal, because when you lose your first game in a competition like this, it could actually demoralize you and you feel, oh, what a miss to start with a loss, But they came back, still believing that yes, we can do it. After all, they call them Teranga Lions. They roared back 3-1, and good one for them. For Tunisia, who will also be playing today, Tunisia, Morocco, both of them played 0-0 in their games. Against Denmark, against Croatia, which really, you look at that particular score line, you want to look at, Croatia should be able to win, or Denmark should be able to win, looking at the antecedent at the World Cup. But I love the fact that Morocco and Tunisia, they were able to show class to the world that yes, even though we are being rated as the underdog in these games, we can prove the world wrong. And they share the sport. 0-0, no goal scored, and no goal conceded. And you look at Ghana really shocked, despite the fact they lost that game. as Portugal scores, they equal. They were really trailing. They
gave a very good account
in
of themselves.
fact, if not for maybe little lack of concentration,
Inaki Williams.
they could have made it 3-3.
Yeah,
you
exactly,
understand?
exactly.
That particular mistake, Inaki Williams would have actually made it 3-3.
Exactly.
And then for that penalty, a lot of Ghanaians are not too happy for the fact that they say, okay, it was a soft kind of.
Yeah, a lot of football pundits, not really Ghanaians,
because
when you look at
one, the VAR was not checked, and a lot of people are like, why didn't we check the VAR
Exactly.
to ascertain that okay, this particular infringement was worth it? So you look at really, despite the fact that Ghana lost that game, you can just off your heart for them. And they really came out against Portugal. They showed their class that yes, 3-2. No one saw that coming. 3-2, and they nearly made it 3-3. But there's still hope for Ghana. I'm not writing them off. So we have Cameroon also, even though they lost their game against Switzerland, and their own brother, Bri
Mbolo, yes,
was able to score that goal. But, well, from the way it is, I think we heard that maybe his family house was being attacked. I even saw a video where his family house was being attacked in Cameroon because they felt unhappy that why will he score against them?
That is sad.
But the fact is, if he didn't score that goal, if you had intentionally missed that goal, what was Switzerland?
Well, actually, that's the thing, because he's Swiss now.
Yes.
For all intents and purposes, he's actually Swiss, and he's a Swiss international. He even showed respect to the Cameroonian fans by not celebrating that goal when he scored. I mean, so...
That alone should have
Exactly.
given Cameroonians that, okay, this guy scored. If you notice, if you watch that clip, immediately he banged that goal. He turned and he realized that
exactly.
he froze. He just stood there and he didn't do anything.
He showed respect to the
that
fans.
shows
he showed
that,
respect to the
oh,
country.
this is my country,
Yes.
but, well, this is my nationality.
Exactly. So things like this happen. So really, it's really unsportsmanlike from the Cameroonians, if that is exactly what happened, because fair play to him for actually doing that. So, well, it seems like the African teams are still in it.
Yes.
Yeah, are still in it. So a lot of people, when you talk about the African participation, first thing that comes to mind is who goes further. They say Senegal. Are you of that opinion?
Yes, in fact, I have more belief that, yes, most of these African countries, out of the five, there is hope that they can still make it. The fact that Cameroon lost by a lone goal, that shows that really they tried their best. The fact that Senegal lost the first game, they came back second game, they won it convincingly 3-1. And you look at Morocco, Tunisia, as I mentioned, they play a stalemate matches, the two. So now there's still hope for that, okay, we actually have 1 point, we can still go ahead. And you look at Ghana, losing that game against Portugal, play at that level, that shows that they can hold their own by the time they play the remaining 2 games. So there's still hope for African teams. We should not write them off. We should just believe that out of the 5, I'm really looking at, it is very possible that at least 3 can scale through to
the second round.
Yes.
Okay, but why is it that, when it comes to African teams, they seem to do a lot better when they're on international teams than when they're playing for their home country?
Well,
Or their
maybe.
football club?
Okay, I know that's what you are trying
Yes.
to say.
When
That
they
they play
play
well
for
at
their
club
football,
side.
yes, exactly.
Well, it can be a two-way thing. Number one, the wages, what they get per week. This kind of money that can make you think na juju money or what.
Exactly.
You understand? Seriously, those kind of money makes you want to be so dedicated because these are the guys that are paying
So,
your
but
bills.
what about the trainings they get?
Yes, and also they have facilities, everything works there. Yes, agreed. Not that when they come to their coins to play that they don't have those things, but these matches are not consistent like the way the club side football is. Week in, week out,
yeah.
you play. Then for countries, maybe twice a month, in 2 months,
Yeah.
at times in 3 months you play twice or thrice. You understand? Friendlies and competitive matches. And by the time they come around, there'll be a lot of competition. Who will play, who will not play. The coaches now, if there are interference, that has to be with the coach, the FA, you understand? And also some big guns that will be like, my player must be there.
Exactly.
Agents who also have their own say. Okay, this is my player, he's a good player, play him. And before you know it, a lot of things come to play here. And by the time you feature a wrong player in a particular wing that is supposed, okay, this player is supposed to play defensive midfield, right? You decide to turn into a striker. Or a striker in his club, you say, okay, come and play wing. They may not find it easy, but they want to obey, right?
Exactly.
Then you begin to see the result. And aside that, a player that is doing so well in his club side is not even given the chance to be called up, let alone even being played. And you see another player who is having one godfather there or an agent or is being favored, come and play this match. And that player is not really good enough What do you expect?
Exactly.
You don't get such a result. And aside that, commitment. Our players, African players, or maybe I should say Nigerian players, should show more commitment. The fact that you are playing in Europe, yes, you are getting paid, but Nigeria is attached to you one way or the other. You are not the best player in that particular wing. You are just being given the chance. If Messi, Ronaldo of this world are still doing their best to make sure Argentina and Portugal goes further, despite the money they earn in their club side,
exactly.
despite what they've won, join the whole Nigerian players together, all their salary, with all due respect, I'm not sure, I'm very, very sure it's not up to what this guy earns.
Definitely.
Yet, they are still so committed. So they should remember, wearing that green color is an opportunity. So take charge of it anytime you are being called upon.
All right, take charge of it. And of course, defend your national colors. Those are the words from Adeniyi Ajishafe, our very own sports person right here in the studio. Thank you very much.
You pay some money for calling me.
You should be paying me because I'm helping you.
Okay, you're helping that.
Exactly.
Good morning. Yeah.
So it's absolutely amazing having you on the show and very good insights into the World Cup. Definitely we'll have you subsequently so that we can be getting updates as they unfold. And of course, we look forward to having a spectacular outing as well. Thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
All right. This is still Daybreak Extra on Trust TV. We'll take a break, and when we return, the show continues. To stay with us.